Good morning, Lesley.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm having an absolute great time. Asilomar is beautiful. The doll shop is incredible. I urge you all to go there if you haven't seen it. I wanted to stay overnight and get up in the morning in my sleeping bag. So I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. And speaking of the doll shop, on Thursday night, there was that wonderful opening event at the Carmel Doll Shop in the Grovian Museum, the gallery night. And one of the dolls that was on display that got so many comments and questions was your Frida Kahlo doll. Lesley, can you tell us about this fantastic doll and what is going on with her?
Oh, thank you so much. I've been interested in Frida Kahlo since the 70s. I worked in my art school library, so I started researching her then. In the last 6 months, I've been researching Frida Kahlo really heavily. I'm going to switch to this one for a minute because
Sure.
This doll is Frida when she's a child. She's 7 years old, and she has polio. And she's confined to bed, and her mother has given her something to draw on. So she's drawing in bed. Frida Kahlo was self-taught. At this time in her life, she wasn't dressed in traditional Mexican costume, but I think it tells the story a little better. So this is the beginning of a very difficult life for Frida Kahlo. Really hard.
She is such an inspirational person. So
Yes.
many dolls have been made in her likeness. Even Barbie just came out with a Frida Kahlo doll. So she has touched millions of people, and she is an inspiration around the world for a lot of people that have gone through trauma and hard times and terrible times.
Well, she is, myself included. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. So our adult Frida here, once Frida becomes a teenager and she's been in a horrible bus accident, she is starting to dress to conceal her deformities. So Frida always had a leg that was shorter. This doll is Frida at the very end of her life. So this would be 1952. I believe she died in 1953, the year I was born. She lost a leg to gangrene in 1952, and she was devastated. She entered a period of very, very deep depression. It took her 3 months to learn to walk with this leg. She didn't want to get out of bed. So the leg and the brace is a direct reference to what we historically know about now, about what she was wearing. So this is fairly accurate. It's missing some dragon appliques on the boots, but it's pretty good. This is my first Frida piece. I'm doing a series of them. I have the child, the adult. I don't know how many I'm going to make. It's such a fascinating subject, and I've done so much research on it now. I research in the morning, in the evening, and all the times in between. I'd like to just call some attention to her jewelry. This is not Mexican jewelry per se. Doll makers have a lot of interesting problems in that they want to have their style, have a very distinctive style of face, but there's not. Her Mexican jewelry was very heavy, and that simply wouldn't work with the scale of this. What is historically correct, though, is she wore many pieces of jewelry that came down and hung in the middle of her breast. So you will see the chains on her jewelry. She did love silver. She wore very large earrings. That's why these earrings are so large. At this time in her life, she was also always wearing a leather corset. She was very weak. She didn't have the plaster corset at that time, but she was wearing a leather brace. So this is the leather brace. I've taken a little bit of liberties with that. It was strapped all the way around her body. So I've got the back of her jacket open so the viewer can see the strapping.
Look at that. It's just wonderful.
Thanks.
One of our viewers asked why she has the exposed breasts.
Well, Frida has the exposed breasts here because that's a reference to the accurate leather brace. The leather brace did not cover her breasts. Her plaster casts, which a lot of us are familiar with those, did cover her breasts, and she painted those. So you just can't fit breasts
right.
yeah, you just can't. And I also think that breasts are one of the loveliest parts of the female body. So I'm honoring those breasts there.
Well, she is just extraordinary, and the
you.
7-year-old Frida is just so wonderful. We hope you will be making more of these dolls.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Oh, good.
you.
And if somebody wanted to, can they purchase these dolls from you?
Absolutely. I'm in a bit of a transition period. My name is Lesley Keeble. If you Google Lesley Keeble, you can see some things up about me. My website is down. I'm working on an artist's Facebook page. A whole lot of things coming, and Instagram pictures and a lot of things. But
great.
I think the way to get me would be LG Keeble, Keeble, at yahoo.com.
Okay.
That's my email, and I would love to talk to people about them, talk about pricing, talk about what's coming in the future, and all of that.
Perfect. And and you have a NIADA page on the NIADA website as well. So
Well, I don't. My page is going back up. I was very ill for 3 years. I was in bed when they were revamping the website, so that is something I'm a little behind on. You can't find me on the website.
Okay,
but I'm
all right.
very
But
much a part of
you
the group,
can,
and I'll be
yes.
back on there real soon.
well,
So,
we hope to
yeah.
see you real soon. And what a wonderful way to come back out into the world with your Frida dolls. I can see you have a very personal investment in Frida and her story.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
just so fantastic. Thank you
you.
so much, Lesley.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.